From when Mario told me that he wanted to create an album to what it has become now, is really actually a very amazing journey.
The thing about Mario that would make him unique would be his ability to connect with people.
Mario called me one day and said, "Then I have an idea." Got there and said, "All right, I want to see if I can fuse R&B with reggae in a different kind of way."
This is reggae meets song. This is the reggae meets soul, trying to lose control under this music. Reggae soul music, reggae soul music, reggae soul music. Try to lose control and that is music. Reggae soul music. Reggae soul music. Reggae soul music.
Reggae soul is a fusion of R&B and reggae. And my take on love on this album is pretty much a start to finish, from infatuation to makeups to breakups to love in the morning to misunderstanding. It's just a landscape of different dimensions of love.
My name is Dene Greaves. I am primarily a keyboard player. I've also dabbled a lot in percussion, so conga drums, djembes, and all things percussive. I was a member of the University Singers in 1998, and I think Mario joined about 2 years after that. He used to be a soloist when we were doing pop stuff in University Singers, and I remember a few years after that he mentioned certain things to me like, "Boy, at some point I'm going to do this thing solo, I'm going to take on a full-fledged music career, and when I'm ready for that I'm going to call you."
This is the reggae meets soul, trying to lose control and dance music.
I've heard R&B singers try to do reggae. I've heard reggae singers try to do R&B, but in terms of fusing both in the same track, I'm not quite sure if I have personally heard or even attempted. Well, definitely I have never attempted to do something like that. So I was very interested and very keen on working on something like this and trying to figure out how we can get the best of both worlds without losing anything along the way.
It really is the entire theme of the album and what Mario Evon represents.
Me say me soul take to you, baby. Soul take to you now, life. Soul take to you, baby. Soul take to you, can't hide. Say me soul take.
Soul Tech is special because it was inspired after a performance in New York when I met a girl after a show, and I didn't know her from before. I introduced her to my friends who had come to support me, and one of them said, Soul Tech to her, Soul Tech to her. And I was like, that's a cool way of saying it. As most Jamaicans normally say Spirit Tech. So I said, I'm going to write a song out of that, and I held on to it. And I mean, she was really a wonderful person, and I mean, it was more than infatuation. She was really genuine, and I liked that, and they did as well. So Soul Tech was inspired by her, though the song came up a while after meeting her. But it's when you really like somebody who you don't really know that well, but you feel like it's more than infatuation.
How I felt this way, I met you just the other day. Don't even know what your name is, and I can't wait to see you, baby, just around the way, just for a glimpse of your smile. I hope that we can talk so that I can try to be sure of what it is that you're doing that got me going on my mind. Me say me soul take to you, baby. Soul take to you now, life. Soul take to you, baby. Soul take to you, can't.
This Soul Tech video was one of the most memorable experiences for me. It really went back to just using the bare essentials and just pulling it together to make something awesome. we just drove through the bush. And we said, yeah, that's a nice space. That's a pretty tree. That's a nice house. Really great team to have just so few people pull together something that ended up looking spectacular.
Stay around until the end of time. They say me soul take to you, baby. Soul take to you now, like soul take to you, baby. Soul take to you, can't hide. Say me soul take to you, baby. Soul take to you now, like soul take to you, baby. Soul take to you.
You Used to Love Me started out as a beat out of, at that time I used to do beats on an MPC, and it was kind of funny. I remember during that period, every now and again Mario used to come, hear me do the beat, pass by the door and was like, I can do something with that, I want that. And he came in and it just flowed from there. We had the hook and then we worked on the first verse.
In essence, this song speaks about being a creative person, being extremely busy, and in being busy, you neglect the person that you love, and they move on and they find something else. Love lost because of passion for your creative expression.
You want this type of love anymore. You used to love, you used to love, you used to love me, girl. You used to love, you used to love, you used to love me, girl. You used to love, you used to love, you used to love me, girl. You used to love, you used to love, you used to love me.
I consider Mario to be quite unique, and matter of fact, I actually consider his development and the whole process to be quite unique, because most people tend to, having discovered their voice, they tend to try and record first and then try to get music out. But Mario has actually established himself as a full-fledged performer long before he even thought of recording.
He has a way to connect with the crowd. It's interesting to see him do it, because I realize how quickly he can break down that wall that often is there between artists and the audience.
So there are people who have seen him on stage and people who are actually taken up by his performance, because he's very engaging. If you're sitting in an audience and watching him perform, then you will be like, you'll always be taken in. And then that smooth, silky voice is another thing altogether.
I love performing Love in the Morning.
Love performing that song. Love performing that song. It always gets interesting audience reaction.
You know about that?
Yes!
I don't know about it, but I wrote about it. So we were trying to find a very clean way of saying that. And we struggled. We were like, how can we say morning love in a clean way? And this is the cleanest I could get. You should have seen the stuff I came up with before.
And not only do the fans love it, but it's just a fun, sexy song. There's the tempo, the groove, the vibe, the energy of the song. Love in the Morning, for sure.
I'm lost in daydreams thinking about you and what next you're gonna do. The sunlight glows through the room. Our bodies covered partially in silk. Your soft whispers keep me still as you share how you'll fulfill me. Oh, I love how you look in the morning, nice and slow. And love in the morning, craving your love in the morning. Wait all night long for your love in the morning. My time for your love in the morning. Love like no one else in the morning. You make me lose my mind in the
1, 2, 3.
One that I really like musically is Puppet on a String.
So this project was very interesting to me. It really pulled out some stops. Even though I never really played on every single track, but when we actually had to learn everything that was played, I'm like, ooh, how did I come up with this? So you actually learn some things from the North American context, because some of his recordings were actually done overseas by North American musicians. So in terms of how they treated the music and how they expressed themselves, it was good for us as Jamaicans also to get some ideas from them. So really interesting project.
On the album, I decided to thank people kind of like my senses, like my eyes and my ears and stuff. But I started with my blood, and my blood is really my family, because without them, I couldn't do it. Without their support, guiding me through life, through music school, building the foundation of Mario and who he's become as an individual. My brother is one of the first people that introduced me to many musical genres, from hip hop to heavy metal. And without that, there wouldn't be any of this. So my blood definitely is the first category that I like to thank. And then I went to my eyes. And as it relates to this album, my eyes were the people who were watching me and who kind of ensured that the visual things were right. And that includes Randy Richards, who did the photography, Taj Francis, who did the graphic design and illustration, Elva Clark, who assisted with wardrobe and just planning the entire project, overseeing the entire vision, Reynaldo Martin, who has done all of my music videos and is the director of the documentary. My ears spills over into the musicians, and without them, there is no expression. They just bring a whole new energy into not only the recordings but the live performance as well. How could I leave out Rohan Dwyer, who is one of the co-producers for a lot of the vocals and the studio engineer, mixing, mastering engineer. So props to Rohan in Jamaica and to Avi Gunther in the US, who played a similar role to Rohan in the recordings that we did in the United States. Of course, I have to thank my Kickstarter funders, because they definitely are part of the foundation, especially for this project. There's so many lessons that I learned from creating this project, but if I were to narrow it down to one lesson, I would say that lesson is patience. Kickstarter ended December 2011, hoping to release our project in 2012, which ended up being released in 2015. I never thought so many years would pass between concept to product. So you just learn to really keep your eyes on the prize, continue believing in your vision and in your dream, and just never give up.
So this day I say I love you for eternity, but eternity is not enough for me to say how much I love you so much. I can't wait for eternity, so I proudly say that I love you this day. Reggae.